I snatched my board from where I was sitting, and as I was heading to my exit, the cashier goes, aside from the 5-star ignorance, broken ice cream machines, people not hearing my order because they have AirPods in, squash sandwiches, dirty bathrooms, and whatever that meat is inside of the fish fillet, I really mess with McDonald's, but McDonald's does not mess with me. And if I had to choose which McDonald's was the worst experience of my and others' lives, then it would be in Virginia Beach, Virginia, the epicenter of drinking soda pop on the beach while getting popped on the beach. It's probably the only beach shore where you're gonna be surely robbed if all you have as protection is SPF 50, because sunscreen is not gonna protect you from criminals and homeless people out there doing their best Gara impersonation. So since you now know what ecosystem surrounds the McDonald's in Virginia Beach, Virginia, just imagine what the inside of that McDonald's looks like, what the inside of that McDonald's smells like. McDonald's by default is like shopping at Walmart. You know that the food you're getting is barely food, but they got what you need for a low price, so you can't really complain about the service. But who decided that? Just because a place serves low quality items doesn't mean that the service has to be low quality. Like, I'm not trying to be a Karen and complain or anything, but the more fast food spots I go to, the lighter my skin tone happens to get. Like, I'm 2 shades away from telling someone to go back to their country and all lives matter. So these days, to avoid beefing with a burger spot, I usually just don't go out to eat. But if there's one thing in life that's guaranteed, it's your friends making you do stuff that you don't wanna do. And for me, that was going to beach week. Bro, I don't even like water. Going back to skin colors for a second, once you pass a certain shade of A, that should look deep. Floating and swimming are just not available as a skill set. And even though I refuse to die to water, I would happily drown before I put on a floaty in front of a bunch of niggas who think Speedos making you faster is a myth. But my friends are astoundingly persuasive. And by persuasive, I mean they left me in charge of getting to the hotel and checking into it, or else everybody was gonna lose the hotel. So I couldn't just back out, but that's a whole different story. I slept while the manager of the hotel was watching me sleep. I saw people getting arrested. I got offered a threesome. Oh, okay, I'll tell that story another time. I get to the hotel, and after a couple of hours of being there, I am starving. I only got like $4 to my name for the week, and unless I wanted to starve to death or eat whatever the homeless people were eating, I had to find a cheap spot for some food. I pull up my GPS, and I see there's a McDonald's like a mile away from where I'm staying, which isn't far, but considering that the cast of The Walking Dead was outside on drugs with no police around, I wasn't gonna take that chance. But luckily, you remember the electric skateboard I had from the Fish Ussy video? I remember that I had packed it because I was in VA Beach for a week with no car. I knew I needed it to get around. Without this board, I would literally be stranded. Like I said, I have $4 to my name. I can't afford no Uber, no Lyft. I couldn't even afford a piggyback ride as somebody offered it. So I hop on my board and I'm watching every inch of my surroundings as I'm zooming to the McDonald's, but I was so focused on what could be outside that I didn't pay attention to what was inside the McDonald's. I opened the door to this chum bucket equivalent of a McDonald's, and the first thing I noticed was how soulless everyone in the McDonald's was. And honestly, that's pretty normal. I'd be lifeless too if the funnest part of my day was having a mental breakdown in the bathroom. But what wasn't normal was that in the McDonald's play area, there was at least 15 homeless people behind this long glass panel, almost as if they were in a prison of some sort. But what makes this even more weird, even more creepy, even more terrifying is they are all staring directly at me with this blank expression. And I really want you guys to imagine 15 people staring at you without saying anything. So now I got my guard up, because if I'm lacking, they gonna jump me, mess around, one of them bite me, I'm gonna be like, I cut my arm off to stop this zombie disease, but the infection is still spreading. So now I'm part human, part zombie, fighting off a horde of full zombies to protect the McDonald's. So in order to avoid that movie scene, I move further away from that window, but their eyes are following me around the room. And with every passing second. I feel like I'm flirting with death himself, and that nigga was raising me up, so I'm just trying to chill until this long line in front of the cashier clears up. I finally get to the cashier, and I get the most lifeless service I have ever received from any human ever. A Tesla would have been more full of life than he was. I only had $4 in my pocket, and I almost donated it to bro so he could start the process of getting a therapist. But then I felt my rib cage dapping up, so I tried ordering 2 breakfast burritos from this dude instead.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I take your order? I hate my life.
Oh, can I get 2 breakfast burritos?
Can I just be happy for once?
What? Excuse me, what?
I said, can I get any sauces for you?
Oh, yeah, hot sauce, please.
All right, here's your change.
Oh, nah, the change is all yours, bro.
I wish that she would change for me.
Okay. I grab my receipt. There's like 8 people ahead of me. The cashier turns to me and says,
"It's gonna take some time to finish your order. Can you please sit over there?"
And he points at the exact corner where all the homeless people are staring at me. And I was like, oh, this McDonald's employee is trying to set me up. I don't care that half the customers in the front are there because their order is wrong, or if they're there because they're 600 pounds wondering how much quarters are in a quarter pounder. Like, bro, you're worrying about the wrong weight and you're holding up the line, which is why he's asking me to stand over there. Like, at least let me stand with the dumb niggas. Don't force me into this Resident Evil ass corner.
Sir, I understand that you're frustrated, but you have to sit in the waiting area.
I go and sit across from the prison windows like I was told to in this McDonald's, and as I'm waiting, one homeless man from the group of homeless people outside opens the door to the McDonald's. And he's like far down the aisle of the McDonald's, but he turns my way and he points directly at me. If you guys thought I was paranoid before, I'm terrified now. He just stands there with his finger pointed at me. Then after a while, he motions for me to follow him. I leave my stuff at the table and I start walking with this potentially dangerous homeless man to the other side of this prison glass window. But before we reach the play area, my brain turns back on, cause what the fuck am I doing following this man? I turn around to head back to my seat, and just in time, I see another homeless man go through another door going straight to my electric skateboard. And I was like, oh, it all makes sense now. They probably saw me zoom in on my electric skateboard. This thing's like $700, and at the time I got my board, electric skateboards were still new, so this was probably their first time seeing one. And you know what? I'd be down to like let them look at it, let them use it, etc. if he didn't try to rob me in a McDonald's. This is literally my only form of transportation, and if they take it, all the other homeless people that are between me and my hotel, which is still a mile away by the way, are gonna see me as a free lick. I hit a full sprint to my skateboard, and the first homeless man tries to turn around and grab me. I snatch my board from where I was sitting, and as I was heading to my exit, the cashier goes, "Sir, your order's ready." And in that moment, I had a choice. Do I turn around and at least get the food that I paid for, or do I prioritize my safety? I turn around. Bro, I'm hungry. And the homeless people were both back in the play area behind the glass, but get this, they were still looking at me. I grab my order. I head back to the hotel as quick as possible. And the whole time I'm on my way back to the hotel, I'm watching my back. I popped the UAV. I wasn't taking any chances. And once I reached the hotel, once I reached somewhere I could finally eat, McDonald's gave me 2 expired breakfast burritos that gave me the runs for 24 hours straight. And that was only day 0 of my beach week. That wasn't even day 1, bro. Oh my God. It's a wrap. Fade to black.